All right, we're going to jump in here and we're going to learn how to just quickly get into Tello, learn how to program an autonomous flight. So I'm just going to jump over here. And if you look to the right of Spotify, that black Tello, that's the one that I'm going to want to use for this instruction. There is another Tello app, which is Tello EDU. We're not going to use that one. You're more than welcome to get into it. They're all about the same. Also, drone blocks. I know as you look at the difference between Android and iPhone, some of these three apps that I just showed you are not compatible across both platforms. All three of them obviously are here on iOS, but I know there's an issue with Androids, and one of those is not available. So either way, I believe that the Tello app works fine. We're going to use the Tello app. So here we go. Let's jump into our Wi-Fi. Look for something that says Tello. Mine says Tello Omega because I named it that. Boom. All right, there I am on the drone camera. Okay. So from this particular screen, it's going to be best that you jump in real quick and hit the gear. And we're going to go into this more section and the three dots. And we're going to look at the firmware. We're going to go ahead and click that firmware button. Most of the drones that we have at the university have not been used in a while, or at least since last semester. So having the latest firmware is important. Okay, well, did it take it? Oh, okay, so it's saying I have the latest firmware. Very good. Okay. All right, so really simple here. We're going to click on, these are just some of your flight modes that you would use for doing the tricks, bounce up, bounce down. This is kind of the first step that we go to when we're just getting the drone ready. So now that we know we have the drone ready and the firmware is updated, then we can jump back to one of these other programs. Let's see here. This one is... I'm going to skip this. So I'm into drone blocks, and drone blocks is one program that you can use to do that. And then I'm going to just jump back and show you the other one. So the first one, the black one that we looked at, that's the utility screen. That's the one that you're going to fly from if you're just flying by hand. But to do the autonomous flight, we need to get into one of the block coding. So we're going to go to this one online, but I just wanted to show you it's available there too. And don't get scared away because it looks like it's for children, because it's for all of us. Block coding has just been, it's the exact same coding that's here that looks for grown-ups. Exactly the same here, but this one looks cooler. And then when we jump over to the screen, I couldn't resist. Look at me, I'm the little dude, right? All right. That's about as nerdy as it gets. All right, so we're going to jump over here to this puzzle piece because we're going to puzzle block. And we're going to go with these blocks over here. And we're going to take motion. And you can grab one of these and drop into the work plane. And if you don't want it, you should be able to... This one here is updated. There's a trash can. Look in the wrong direction. You should be able to... Oh, it didn't click in, so you'll have to drop it on the block. All right. So obviously the first thing we're going to do is take off. And if we look in our motion here, this motion is kind of everything that we need to know about where we're going. And for the most part, it's going to be a pretty simple flight that you're going to start with coding. So we have a takeoff, and after takeoff there's kind of an average height that it goes up to between 34 and 36 inches off the ground. It makes a whole lot of difference. The battery level, how much wind's in the room, lot of things. So typically we will follow up with an up, and in that up we can change however we want to change that space. We can change what amount we go up. So this is something or a variable that you would have to change before you fly for the first time. You'll want to get that drone, put in a battery, take it off, see where takeoff is. And so that would literally be just this program, see where takeoff is, and then add however many you need to get to your first, or get through your first obstacle. So you might have something like forward, and again, how far forward are you going to go to get through an obstacle? And then you might do a series of, let's say you're going to go through one obstacle and then circle another obstacle. So I would probably then create a right, forward, left, back, right. So that's a square motion all the way around an obstacle. And then after we made it around the obstacle, we may choose to land. And then boom, we got it. This is how simple it is. Now, what you're going to see when you get the challenge to create your own program for a particular course, you'll either need to be at the course where you can use a tape measure or something to measure those distances, or if you have a blueprint or a map that shows you how the course is set up, with measurements on the map, you'll be able to come up with your flight plan for what you need to do. And then simply enough, you click the play button and it will take off. It will run its mission, and when it's done, it will land. All right, so that's really the simple down and dirty until you get face to face with your drone and your phone, or if you choose to use laptop, you can use laptop to code the drone. That's when you really get to experience this a little bit more. So this is just an introductory, open up the door, get your mind thinking, and then you will have to be prepared to create your own autonomous flight.